was better once it goes on.
So it was all shadowy.
Don't worry about it. Message Tron is going to edit all this out.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah. It's cool. Come on into the room. Got another Q&A.
Q&A with the disciples. Reflecting life from the most honorable prophet, the yield of Christ. Call in. We're here to help. We're not here to make anybody feel bad. We're not here to attack nobody. We're here to bring people to a higher level of consciousness.
That's a fact.
Anybody can call in. The only way you're going to get kicked out of the room is if you're being blatantly disrespectful. Disagreeing is okay. That's fine.
That's a fact. We got modulators for that, so being disrespectful, yeah. You're blocked.
That's fact. Alright, so just to warm up the room, we're going to talk about what is God. We were... Oh, somebody already called in. Okay. Alright. Jump right into it. Q&A. And I still talk about God. Peace to the God. Peace to the God. Here.
What's up, y'all?
You cold.
No, I just got a little, I didn't expect y'all to, should my heart beat down?
What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name's Cavell. I'm calling from Ohio.
Okay. You had a question for us?
A question?
Take your time. Take your time.
Well,
It's okay to be nervous on camera. We all had to go through it.
alright.
Did you want to talk about what God is? You want to go there?
Yeah. I would love to hear.
Alright, so we are into a world that has conditioned us to believe that we're separate from God. We believe that God, for example, I thought at one point that Jesus was my Lord and Savior. I thought God was a man in this time. I thought that God was something that I would never encounter until after I died. But this is an illusion. We know through the teachings of the most honorable prophet and the other Christ that God is nature. God is the Son. And because of this and the illusion of separation, we know that we are God. We are the Son in human form. I'll make it simple for you, right? Where does all energy come from?
You can't get busy.
You got a lot going on in the background. Don't get out, please. Go back in. Just keep watching. If you got questions, go back in.
Alright, back. Okay.
They said it's
Too loud?
Yeah. Anybody else?
Somebody said, can you go to another room? Anybody else can call in?
So I want to keep talking about what God is.
Yeah.
Because God is the source of what we are. You know what I'm saying? So God, we say, is energy, and life is sex. The honorable prophet and leader of Christ has showed us that the quickest way to our higher self is through nature. So what we're doing is we're getting closer to God. We are God. Everybody is God. Everything is God. But to be closer to God is really to be closer to the truth. It's closer to the source. So you would find yourself getting closer to God, getting closer to nature. You will find yourself in nature. If you're going to call yourself God, you want to be in tune with what you are. There are people who they decline. That's fine. Anybody else can call in. Living in a lie, right? You are God, and there's an illusion of separation. We think that we are separate, like True was saying earlier, but we're not. We are all the same thing. That's why we say reflection. I am God, you are God, we are God. Everything is God. My favorite analogy the Honorable Prophet of Christ uses is the glass, right? So we got this big piece of glass, this big sheet of glass. And this glass we're going to call God, okay? This big sheet of glass is called God. We throw this piece of glass into the air and it breaks, it shatters. So you got all these different shards of glass everywhere. And one of these pieces of glass is like, nah, I'm not glass, I'm something else. I'm just this little shard, I ain't no glass. When all of these pieces are still the same glass, they're all the same thing. It's God split up into different versions of itself. They all look different. All the little shards that broke apart look completely different. However, they're all a part of the same thing and have the same source.
That's a fact, and I want you to understand, to know God, or to get close to God, you first have to know thyself. When we talk about nature, you have to study your own nature. It says in the Bible that seek ye the kingdom of heaven and everything else will be added to you. And the kingdom of heaven is you. Each and every one of us has our own kingdom. As God, we all have our own kingdoms that we tap into and that we unlock within ourselves. You have to unlock the knowledge within you, within your genome, within your DNA, hides the information and the knowledge of understanding who you are as God in your expression. Everything is God because everything has an expression, an expressing nature in its own way. So you have to study pieces of God's. So, you have to study God within yourself. You have to know yourself. And that's through astrology. And through you.
What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Keisha. I'm calling from California.
That's your area.
What is the financial blueprint for doing what you're doing?
No, there is no financial blueprint. The only thing we need is cosmic currency. That's a fact. If you look at every animal on the planet, literally every animal, they do not have a financial blueprint. The only thing they know is that if they fulfill their purpose, everything will be provided unto them. And the same thing applies to us. We're the only creature on the planet that has given all of our energy to a dollar, to a bank account, to a credit score, and have completely disregarded the source from which all of our energy comes from. Money does not give me fruit. A tree does. Money does not give me water. A river does. Money does not give me sunlight. The sun does. Money does not give me oxygen. A tree does. Everything that I need to sustain myself as a human being comes from nature, not money. That's a fact. Money is made of cotton and linen. You have to understand that before money, money is actually backed up by research. The dollar bill is actually just a tool that we utilize in order to trade goods. But if you take money out of the equation, you put morals in between that. That's when you can truly get your commerce for. I wouldn't be paying someone to get something because money will allow me to treat you any type of way. When I have morals and principles, you'll get paid based on how you treat another person. And that's truly what matters. It's not the money, it's how I treat another person. You can have all the money in the world and you can still have no friends and be lonely. You have to understand that money is just an illusion. It's been something that's put and implemented into a system in order to make us express these 7 deadly sins and these break our MODs. When you put MODs in front of money, when you put your morals in front of money, that's when you'll truly manifest what you'll need in your reality. Because money, that's nothing. You're going to get exactly what you need. We use money, and that's another thing too. Money is actually a tool that we utilize against the system. We're not telling you to no. You need money in this age in order to use it against itself, in order for you to detach from that system. Because it's so elaborately set up to where you have to use money in every where you go. It's just something that we utilize against itself until the system falls, until the system collapses. We utilize it, but we always put our MODs, our morals and principles over our desires, and we keep those laws because that's what's going to create a foundation for us after the money in the system, the economic collapse happens. We're not going to be worried about the money. It's going to be how you treat me and how I treat you. That's the true love.
That's what really matters. Let me say this, is that money, when you say money, what is a financial blueprint that we have? The universe takes care of us at all times. All we do is the right thing. That's all we do. We focus on being righteous and bettering ourselves, becoming the best versions of ourselves. So money is really just energy. When you say money, you're saying energy. So what you're asking us is, how do we get our energy? The universe always provides for us everything. We get close to the source. Money is based on what you value. So people add value to a piece of paper. We add value to our natural resources. We add value to our sunlight. We got close to the sun. You don't got to pay for that. We put value in our clean water. We put value in clean air and non-GMO organic food. So we got all of our elements secured. We're rich. We are wealthy. Beyond what a number could tell us in a bank account. That means nothing. However, I will say this, with the energy that you do have, all the energy you have around you, the only thing that matters is what you do with it. I don't care how much you have. I don't care how little you have, how much you think you have, whatever it is. What are you doing with it? That's what really matters at the end of the day. We all have energy. There's energy flowing everywhere. Are you using it to perpetuate that system, or are you using it to get away from that system?
Right.
I had to go and buy a passport. I was learning things while I was there. I was doing certain things while I was there. But I was using everything that I had to get my ass out of there into the tropics.
Right.
I bought me a tent, solar panels, all of that. So there are things you can invest in to separate yourself from the system, rather than using that money to put it right back into that system. Paying rent, paying off certain debts that you think you have, really belongs to a strong man. You know what I'm saying? Buying food, like, all these things, you're not giving back to the universe. You should be giving your energy out, putting it out to the universe. And nothing is more valuable than this divine knowledge itself. So the most honorable prophet, the Christ, has given us and is giving out the most valuable thing that you can find at all. Priceless. Like, there is no amount that you can pay us for this. Like, and we do it for free. That's how we receive our blessings. We put out the most valuable thing for free. For you. That's right.
Mm. Okay, can I clarify my question?
Yeah.
Okay, so I wasn't talking about money. What I was talking about was, okay, for example, if you're a spiritual leader, so then financial blueprint will be more of, you're doing your downloads on the internet, people are watching them, they can decide to support you or not. And then you're doing your job for, proclaiming the knowledge, and then you're getting maybe donations or sponsorships or something. But I'm talking more of the law of sowing and reaping. For example, if you're saying that non-GMO foods are correct, and then, so what are you doing in terms of a blueprint to help your people to be able to eat organic food? So then, for example, if you were to plant the tree, because the trees don't just come from anywhere, like you said, sun, water, someone had to plant that seed.
Right.
So then you were to take that seed, and then it was to grow to a organic fruit, then you can enjoy. So then if you're then proclaiming the knowledge to bring back to us, so then I'm asking, the question was, what is your financial blueprint to make this sustainable for our people? Even if I'm thinking you're saying proclaiming the knowledge, telling the truth, downloading it, being on Instagram, and then people will hear it. So is that the blueprint?
That's the answer.
I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about money.
We're talking about trees and food. Go to where it grows.
Right.
Go to where it comes from. We just told you. Right. We teach biology, and we teach 5 sciences, right? Grounding, biology, astrology, melanin, and quantum physics. These 5 sciences are going to show you how you are God, who you are truly, like what you actually are in every level. You will find out through these 5 sciences you belong in the equator, where all of your food comes from. All that non-GMO organic food I mentioned earlier, it comes from the tropics. If you lived in the tropics, you would be in tune with the source, closer to God. So you wouldn't need a financial blueprint. You wouldn't need to go running around planting trees. It's a fruit habit.
The only reason you think of the financial blueprint is because you're perceiving it from an environment that's in a starvation type mode. Babylon is not representative of abundance in no form. There's not an abundance of water. There's not an abundance of food. There's not an abundance of sunlight. There's not even an abundance of intelligent people to help solve problems. Right. Once you come outside of that system and you can see how what you're living in is a simulated prison, a simulated zoo, then you will understand that all of these things that you're thinking about and worrying about are not even relevant in an environment of abundance. You get what I'm saying? It's like the lion in a zoo asking the other lions, how are we gonna get meat? That's funny. The other lions are gonna look at you like, I'm not understanding what you're talking about. I don't understand what you're talking about. So when you realize that you live in an environment that is literally stealing from nature, only for the sake to watch you play this little money game, there's an elite group of people, an elite family, that is watching you dance for money while they uninhibitedly go into nature and get natural resources.
Right.
A river doesn't have a cash register. A tree doesn't have a cash register or asking for debit and credit. These people are taking natural resources and using money as a buffer between you and what the universe and what the earth has provided for you abundantly. Do you know that money is an evil form of exchange?
Yeah.
The only thing you owe back to the tree for eating a fruit is the water and the soil that is alchemized in your body. You're already rich as far as nature is concerned. And there's one thing I wanted to add too, because you have to understand that the government, the people that print the money, they don't need the money. That's something that was created by the system in order to keep people in check. You got to think about it. There was an experiment that was done, and the experiment basically took monkeys out of their natural environment, and they put these monkeys in a simulation, in a zoo. And what they did with these monkeys is they gave them food every time they did something that they wanted to do, to train them to think that if you do this and this and this, I will give you food. And this is exactly what's happened to us. What they did with the monkeys in the test experiment they did with monkeys is exactly what they're doing with us. They've taken us out of our natural environment where we don't belong, and we're literally living in a zoo. So, and that's another thing too. And what's on the prophet, the Christ is convenience. We are preaching about convenience. So, it's easy for us. We're like, oh yeah, that's why the monkeys stay in the zoo, because it's convenient for them to get their food. If you're getting your food on a daily basis, it's very convenient. You only have to go 5 blocks, not even maybe a block down the street, to go to your local grocery store and get everything you need, and then you can come back to the house. And we don't think past the grocery store. We don't think past the toilet. We don't think past the refrigerator. You know what I'm saying? So these 3 things are what just keeps us in that cycle where if you look at the stem of your food and you're like, wow, where does this come from? Then you read the sticker and the sticker says Costa Rica. The sticker says Mexico. Then you start thinking outside of the box and saying, wow, so all the fruit, like when you really get to your natural diet, you say all the food that I eat comes from a tropical area. Now if you look at every animal, we're part of the animal kingdom. If you look at the animal species, none of the animals live away from their food. They actually live, their natural habitat is right where their diet is. So you got to think to yourself, like, wow, we've been taken out of our environment, and literally moved out of our environment. And now we go to these tropical lands, and we go pillage and rape, and we steal these and mass produce these fruits and foods, and then we take them and put them in the grocery stores. It's unnatural. It's unheard of. And this is just the cycle of what we're living in right now. We have to think about this really and understand we're like monkeys in a zoo that have been trained into a circus where we're going around doing things that are not natural to human nature and what we're supposed to do when we tap into God, which is the highest frequency. Our highest frequency. But,
Okay. So I have a lot to say about that.
Hold it.
Okay, so living last year, I stayed in Jamaica for a month, and in the tropics, which I don't know how you guys feel about Jamaica, but I really enjoyed the environment. I enjoyed the people, and I really didn't feel at home. I felt like it was a great environment, everything. But there's still a system in place. Even though you can walk around and pick a fruit off the tree, they're falling all over the floor. Yes, that is true. However, you have a farmer, you have people who raise different crops and animals. Then you have people that bring them to the market because other people are majoring in, say carpentry. Just like I see you fellas all have different positions in carbonation. And, maybe your positions are different. Chief has a position, you guys have a position. So again, I come back to, if you're making this sustainable and you're saying that this is something that we all should do, I'm asking for the blueprint because, when I say financial, you're thinking money. Trade is also part of finance. So is your name Solar? Okay, Tron. I can't remember. I know Tron. Okay, let's give example Tron. Say he was over, I remember him saying he was over the finances, or he's over the toiletries or something, keeping them and making sure that people don't overuse them. I remember you saying that. Okay, so that's the system. That is a blueprint for keeping your toiletry, in order. But when they run out, guess what? Somebody is going to have to alert somebody, and somebody's going to have to go buy them. Now, I'm not saying with money, because what if this other soldier here was collecting fruit and was able to trade that for toiletries? That's still finances. That's not money. And the reason why we decide to develop money was for convenience, in my opinion, more than a political reason that you're stating. But, your opinion is also valid, I feel. But for it to be sustainable, I feel that there has to be some type of blueprint to how all of this is going to come together. I feel like when you get into spirituality, a lot of times people make it kind of really unrealistic. And the part that I do like about combination that you guys are actually doing it. But then at the same time, it kind of seems like you're, a little bit, I'm not sure. I don't want to call it something that sounds disrespectful. So it just doesn't sound realistic.
Okay, so you need to understand something. When you look at us, you look at combination. All the disciples of the honorable prophet of Christ, all of the warriors, women warriors, you should be seeing Jesus. We are the Christ consciousness return. This is not to really be taken lightly. We're not here to teach you financial blueprints and structure and how to get along with Babylon and how to survive and work with that system. Let me tell you something. That system is going to destroy itself. We're not worried about really destroying it or anything like that. We're just getting away from it, okay? We come here with a purpose. Our purpose, our service to the universe, the reason how we are taken care of is we proclaim the kingdom. We are only here for one thing. We're only here to convict the weak and collect the elite. That's it. All of those other things, did Jesus come telling you how to trade apples for berries? Did Jesus come showing you? No, that is not what he did. Jesus said, do not worry about what you will eat. Do not worry about what you will sleep. Do not worry about what you will wear. That's what Jesus said. He didn't tell nobody to worry about how much rates to trade with. No, that's morals. Those are things that every man should be led by. We don't need money. If we had morals, we wouldn't need money. We're not here to show you how to trade. Like this is basic. What we are teaching is morals and principles. We are saving your soul. We're not worried about securing the bag. We're not worried about what we're going to eat tonight. I'm not worried about where I'm going to sleep tonight. The only thing I care about is that you can wake up. You can acknowledge that you are God. I'm telling you, you are God. I am God. And you need to grasp that. As long as you can secure your soul, everything else is going to come with it.
Okay, well, can I stop you right there? Can I stop you right there?
Yeah.
But while you're not worrying about it, I see these ladies in the kitchen cooking all day. And at the end of the day, you are eating a meal. So whenever you're eating it. So I just want to stop you right there.
I want you to understand something, because I don't think you took in what was said. I think that you were looking for a point to capitalize on, trying to. I think that you're looking for things to point out as flaws to have yourself to the point where you don't have to do it.
No, I'm really trying to fix. When I went there for a month in Jamaica.
I'm gonna say this to you. If you do not, I want to say something because I understand where you're coming from. I understand what you're saying. What I want to tell you is everything that we need, as far as the blueprint, you got to understand, we don't worry about that. Our faith in our universe is in the universe. It's within God. What we're doing for the universe is how we get paid. Everything's just formulating in front of us. We don't have to worry about any of that. So when you talk about a blueprint, when you talk about making that happen, that's not what we're supposed to be doing. know what I'm saying? We are here to proclaim the kingdom of God. We're here to correct the elite and convict the weak. So when we proclaim, when we're online, when we're making these videos, when we're helping y'all, you have to understand we're mid-grid. All that other stuff that you're talking about is not something that's supposed to happen right now. We're in a time and era where we have to first even learn peopletarianism. We have to learn how to be vegans. We have to learn, to get back to our root. We're not in a position or an age right now, time and space, where we're supposed to be doing that. We have to take baby steps because we have to rehabilitate ourselves from the subconscious programming, from the environment in which we came in. So there's a lot of work that we have to do. This is why we're mid-grade right now. We could be Duck Dog in the jungle and not talk to nobody. But how are we going to be of use or be able to help anyone if we're not online proclaiming the kingdom and reaching back to y'all? That's what we're here. That's what we're here doing. So we're doing that. I understand what you're saying, but it doesn't make sense.
Well, I think you are answering my question because you said, sounds like your blueprint was to become vegan, denounce all your, worldly possessions in Babylon, come and live over there, and then if you completely, turn your life over to the system, it looks like Chief is going to take care of all the finances. I mean, that looks like the blueprint to me. Am I wrong? Are you? Is that it?
No. Okay, let me tell you something. When you look at carbonation, I want you to think about the return of the Christ. I want you to think about the Bible. I want you to ask yourself, did Jesus come to teach you how to farm? Did Jesus come to teach you how to use money? No. We're not here for that. We're here to save your soul. We're here to ensure that you have an afterlife, that your afterlife is okay. We're not here for that. That the universe will provide on its own. When you're listening to us, we are your higher self, your connection to your actual soul. We are here for spirituality. You don't go to the church and ask the church, how are you going to have a financial plan, because the church is a nonprofit. What I'm telling you is this. We are not concerned about where the finances will come from. We're not concerned about those things. We have one job here, and that's to teach you knowledge of self. Everything else will be taken care of on its own. It's just that the carnal mind cannot grasp it because of Babylon has trained you to think in a way that things have to be tangible. You cannot have faith and understand day by day that you will be provided for. What we're trying to tell you, our focus is not on finances. Our focus is on this message of waking our people up. And I don't know why you don't understand that. We've been doing this 5 years now.
Well, even the church has a 10% where you have to give the church.
Well, then you're going into the church. I'm talking about in the sense of you don't have to pay that money. That's a donation. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? And when you're focused on what you're supposed to be focused on, the universe has a way of making sure you're provided for. Even you right now in Babylon. If you was to do things from your heart, the universe will always provide for you. I don't care what you're doing. If you do it from your heart and you do it from a pure place, the universe will provide. That's just simple law of attraction. Period. Even in the book of Rich Dad Poor Dad, it says work for free. Do what you love, and you never work a day in your life. If you were doing what you love, then money wouldn't matter. Because you're doing it from your heart space. And when you find this, you will never work a day in your life. And what we have done is found our mission and purpose in life. And we're not thinking about finances, but yet they are taken care of. Yet we have been provided for. But our job is to come here and fulfill our purpose for being here, which is to provide our people with divine knowledge of self. This message is what we came to deliver. We are not sitting here worried about finances. We are here simply doing what our purpose is for being here. Period. Can you understand?
Yes.
Now, even in Babylon right now, if you started to do what you love to do right now, you had the faith within you and said, I'm not going to worry about what I don't have. I'm going to just do this from my heart. I can guarantee you that magically, or whatever you would say mysteriously, the universe will start to make sure that whatever you gave up from your heart, even if you don't get it back from that one person, it would come back to you in other mysterious ways. I don't know if you ever experienced that, but we have a heart of Babylon where we need to trade with one another and do things from a place of I need something for something else. When we're not supposed to function that way. We're supposed to function from a place where we do things from our heart, not looking for anything in return. Can you understand that?
Yes.
Okay.
So then that's the blueprint. Thank you.
Facts.
Facts. All right, I love myself.
I love myself. Okay, the whole thing I right there, that's another call fact.
I'm gonna choose this side.